I'm in ZBrush Mini Core here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sculpt the bases for the human head. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get the jawline in. So I've got my move tool selected. I've got a very wide brush, and what I'm going to do is from the front view I'm just going to pull this section down. And if we look at this from the side view, you can see that what this has done is this created a jawline along here. And then the other thing I need to do is, if you look at this from the front view, you can see that we have a very rounded head and we want to flatten this off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these sides in, and then I'm going to look round and kind of make some broader adjustments to this shape, just to get this to be in the form which I'm happy with. So that looks pretty good to me. So the next step is to mark in where the eyes are going to go, and if you look at human figure reference, you'll see that the eyes come in midway down the head. So from the top of the head to the bottom of the head, you've got the eyes coming in around about here, and then you've got the nose coming midway, and then the mouth coming midway. So you won't necessarily get the eyes in the right place when you've got it from this viewport, because it's really hard to judge where the front is, but you just want to be able to mark them in. And this gives us the kind of a basis for where the eye sockets are going to be. So if we just smooth this off and then bring this in and then bring this down, we can start to think about where the eyebrows are going to be and where the cheekbones are going to be, because these are the principal things to protect the eye sockets. Eyes are pretty important. If you get them damaged, you're easy prey. Then from that point we have nose, and then we will have mouth and chin, and then we can just switch to a slightly bigger brush. And then we can just go around and see how these kind of broad features fit. I'm not going to worry about the neckline at the moment. And again, if you are working with big features, you want to be working with a big brush. And this is one of the key things, is not to get drawn into working on small details until you have really these, what we call these low frequency features. The base features need to be right before you can add tiny details or even mid-frequency details, before you can even start adding things like nostrils and eyelids. You need to be sure that you've got all the base features in the right place. So the next thing I'm going to work on is working into these details. So I'm going to start with the eyebrows and the forehead and working around the eye socket. So I'm working with a big brush because I want to ensure that I only work on large features, and it is a much more creative process if you give yourself these kind of big fat brushes and you concentrate on working on these lower frequency details. So like I'm sketching here around the muzzle area and the lips, and the brush is uncomfortably large, but I'm trying to be expressive as I work. So I'm just going to work into the kind of cheek, jaw and jowl area here. And again, it's broad brush strokes and just trying to develop these features, almost just putting signifying lines down rather than trying to make it particularly correct or accurate. It is about sketching out where the significant forms are. So I'm not quite happy with this jawline, so again all I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the alt brush and I'm just going to carve away from this jawline, and I'm being exaggerated, I'm overdoing it because I can carve in and then build back up again. Now let's just put more of the eyelids in. I've just sped up this portion of the video because you don't need to see it in real time to understand what's going on. It is just a successive refinement process, and I'm trying to stay very loose and very creative. Here's an important tip, is to move the model away from view, because as you work you can get distracted on those finer features, and moving it away forces you to concentrate on the big picture. So this is pretty good stage of where I'm quite happy with this as a rough draft, and this is the kind of thing that I want you to experiment with and the stage that I want you to get to.